All right, thank you for coming, everyone. Welcome to the loft. So, tonight I am going to try something I've never done before. It's a bit experimental, please bear with me. Could be, yeah, it will be amazing, but certainly unfamiliar to everyone. I don't think anyone's ever tried this before. So, I'll explain as I go, but can we turn the monitor off? Are we going? Just getting some feedback here. Thanks. So, yeah, reverse debate. I'll explain how this comes together. So, a month or two ago, I was playing Dungeons and Dragons with my son. We were playing this adventure, Planescape. And we and the group, we encountered a really interesting session where there was a philosophical debate as part of the game. My son's 10, so but he really liked engaging in this philosophical debate in the fantasy setting, and that got me thinking. I'm going to do it with all of you. so first of all, who here has not, or who has heard of Dungeons and Dragons before? Heard of? About half the audience have heard of. The rest have not. So it's a fantasy role-playing game that's like a mixture of improv acting and creative exploration and storytelling, as well as tactics and world building. I don't know. So, but we're going to use Dungeons and Dragons as a framework to ground our discussion, because it's a useful set of rules that help us discuss, and particularly why we're going to do this. This is not entirely random, and it's not as weird as it seems, although it does seem pretty weird, doesn't it? Where I'm going with this. So why use D&D as a framework? First of all, it's fun. So more than anything, this talk today should be really fun. And like I said, it's a framework for imaginative role-playing. So frameworks help ground it, otherwise it's too random and can go anywhere. Next, you can play a different character to who you are yourself, which helps remove attachment to any kind of personal belief someone might hold or result of the discussion. You don't have to win the debate, the goal is just to have fun. You don't have to agree with the thing that you're presenting, the argument you're presenting, the goal is just to have fun. You don't have to you don't even need to, you might even insult someone. It doesn't matter, because the goal is to have fun. It's not meant to be serious. It's not a personal attack. It's just playing a role in a game. And finally, it's great for overcoming social anxiety. There is like a ton of research, academic research, on using imaginative role-playing to overcome social anxiety. Like, imagine being in front of a group having to speak. It's terrifying for most people, actually. Worse than death. Some people rate as a fear. Public speaking is worse than death in many people's conception. So using a framework like D&D, where it removes all of the danger of, what will people think of me? What if I say the wrong thing? Or what if I embarrass myself? It doesn't matter. It's just about the fun of it. And removes the judgment element, which means we can have, hopefully, a debate where we can just explore ideas freely without getting all this social anxiety of what will people think of me if I speak like this, if I say something wrong. It doesn't matter. It's all in a fantasy setting that is removed from the real world. So that's why D&D. Make sense so far? Okay. Yeah, and if you want to look up all the research on how Dungeons and Dragons help social anxiety and mental health, and it's been used in all kinds of therapy sessions, for children, for adults, every which way. Definitely recommend. A quick Google will get you many results. So, this is the way this will play out. I will represent three different philosophers who are very much not teaching the Krishna consciousness that we teach today. So I will represent philosophers who popular philosophies, and we'll see if you can recognize them, very much caricatures of these philosophies, not necessarily the most serious presentation of these, but I will say each of these three philosophers are representing philosophies that I have personally encountered people that have believed exactly what I'm going to try to present. So it's grounded in reality, at least, even though it might be exaggerated slightly for the fun of it. And you, the audience, will have a chance to argue with me and represent this Krishna philosophy. Some of you have been coming for a long time. You've heard a lot of the Krishna philosophy. Some of you are here for the first time and you're like, what am I going to do? How am I going to possibly represent something I don't understand? And no, I thought of that. I will get my wonderful assistant, Gauranga Prem, to hand out a cheat sheet of arguments, of questions you can ask me. Questions you can ask me, and answers to those questions you can give that represent what the Krishna philosophy would say in this. So it'll go something like, you ask me a question, you ask one of me a question, one of the three me a question, you can decide. I respond with my philosophy, and you say, no, that's wrong. Here is the actual thing that makes sense. And you don't have to stick to this. You can ask anything you want. This is just if you get stuck. So, with that background, everyone clear? Any questions so far? Any meta questions, not actual questions? All right, let's get started. Setting the scene. You find yourself walking into a room where there's a beautiful shining portal in the doorway. You look at this portal and take a step closer and feel the tug of it on your body. As you take one step closer, you're sucked through the portal and find yourself floating through the air to a mysterious spire stretching high up into the heavens. And on the spire is a donut-like shape floating in midair. You're confused. Why is this torus shape floating on this giant mountain? As you approach, you see detailed carvings, and inside the torus, you see buildings, and on the outside, you see the word sigil carved, the city of doors. You're very confused. As you further zoom up, you emerge from one of the doors inside the city and find yourself in a crowded street full of all kinds of strange people. Someone on fire walking along casually. People with elf ears, normal humans, hobbits, all walking around talking. And the city above you curves upwards above your head, where in the inside of the torus, someone comes up to you and says, welcome to city. Welcome to Sigil, city of doors. Beware the lady of pain. She rules the city. Do not gaze upon her. There is a debate on in the debating chamber. I recommend it. 3 of our top philosophers are debating the truth of the universe. So you approach the debating chamber curious as to what this debate will entail. As you approach, the first debater takes to the stage and introduces their argument. All right, let me explain to you, everyone, the scientific method by which we can objectively observe the universe, hypothesize, and test to peel back the layers of the laws of physics. We have found that there is nothing beyond this material world. Everything is made of matter, and consciousness is but an illusion. Matter hallucinates, that is consciousness, you see. We ultimately don't exist from one moment to the next. We are just a bag of chemicals, ticking along like a deterministic clockwork chain reaction. Every discovery we've made through our scientific method underscores this fundamental materialistic conclusion. If you say otherwise, you are clearly an anti-science fool spreading misinformation. Acknowledging this, what then should we do? The answer is obvious, of course. We lean into our humanity, connection, compassion, and community. We can use our inventions to make the world a better place, contributing to the physical and social good of the world for our fellow humans. Every problem in the world, of course, has a material solution, and we are at the height of evolution and must therefore use our amazing abilities to create the perfect world where we can live life to the fullest, work hard, play hard, and enjoy. Thank you very much. Yes. The next debater takes the stage. Oh yes, I am the FML scholar, extraordinary. The next debater comes. He appears to be some kind of orc or half-orc. He says, science doesn't do a lot to make this any less depressing. My fellow debater, the Atheism, makes good points, but doesn't take the conclusions to their logical end. Why do we exist? No reason, of course. Life is nothing more than a trip from the maternity ward to the morgue. When you die, after a few short years, every humiliation you suffer in life will be forgotten. Every mistake you make will not matter. Every bad thing you did will be void. If our lives is all we get, then nothing matters, of course. The universe has no meaning, no principles, as the previous debater said. The only principles are the principles that we decide on. If the universe has no purpose, then we get to dictate whatever the purpose is. There is no ultimate meaning, so anything goes. Humans will most certainly cease to exist at some point, but before they do, we get to experience the world around us. We get to experience feelings. We get to experience food, books, sunrises, and so on. Somehow we are thinking and feeling, so we might as well aim to be happy. We don't know why the rules of the universe are as they are, how life came to exist, or even what life is. We have no idea what consciousness is, or if we are alone in the universe. But there are happy feelings to experience and games to finish. There's so much to do. There's no reason not to have fun and live as happy as you can. Do whatever makes you feel good. It doesn't matter what it is. You get to decide what it means to you. It's all a meaningless word in the end. Anyway. Yes, thank you. And next, a man dressed in elaborate blue robes walks up, displays a magic trick, manifesting a shield in front of him, which disappears again and goes. After the discourses so far have overlooked an essential truth about the existence and the cosmos. Our personal experiences make it undeniably clear that we are more than just matter. Consciousness is not an illusion, rather it's a fragment of a much grander, universal consciousness, a vast, interconnected whole, a truth obscured by the veil of Maya, leading us to forget our inherent divinity. We aren't merely inhabitants of the universe, we embody it. We are it. In essence, we are divine. We are everything. We are God. In this cycle of reincarnation, which is a journey of countless lives filled with forgetfulness of our true nature, it's not an endless loop. It's a path from which we can diverge, ascending to the realms of ultimate divine power and unity with the cosmos. Imagine the possibility of existing in a state of limitless power and eternality, reclaiming your rightful place as the ruler and fabric of everything. To facilitate this transcendental journey, I offer you an opportunity of a lifetime to invest in a personalized mantra. This isn't just a set of words, but a transcendental vibration keyed uniquely to your frequency. It's designed to awaken the divine within. By committing to chanting this mantra daily, it will peel away layers of illusion step by step until you will see yourself as the true divine essence that you are. The investment, I ask merely 2 months of your salary, a nominal fee, for the transformation that elevates you into a god. Will you join me on the journey to dissolve your material identity and merge with the oneness of everything? Yes. Yes, sir. Anyone recognize or can name 3 philosophers? What philosophies they embody? Oh, don't be so specific, just general term.
Nihilism?
Nihilism, yes. The Bleak Kabbalah was representing nihilism. Very good. Yes?
The first one was empiricism?
Oh, yeah. Or just general atheism, scientific, rational atheism, with a mix of humanism thrown in. So we had humanist atheism, and we had optimistic nihilism, and the last one?
TM?
Oh, close, yeah. Kind of basing it on TM, Krishna. The technical term would be profiteering monism. I mean, I added the profiteering nature to it. Exaggerated that a bit. But yes, in TM, you do buy a personalized mantra for a significant amount of money. Mm-hmm. So, coming in. Over to you. Yeah. Pick one and ask a question, either from the list or anything you like, anything at all.
So do I speak to you as one of the philosophers?
You pick one.
Okay, so do I address you like you're the philosopher?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Please do.
So I'll address the first one. So if life comes from chemicals, can you create life from chemicals if I give you the right chemicals?
Of course, it is possible to create life from chemicals. We just have not perfected it yet. We are working in a lab to do this night and day, and one day we will figure it out, of course, through the incessant march forward of science. But as of now, we have developed amino acids, which are the building blocks of life. That is enough.
So you can't make life?
Not for now, but it will surely be accomplished in the future.
Okay, I rest my case.
Keep going.
So if we evolve from...
Who are you addressing?
This one.
Okay.
Yeah. So if we evolve from matter, where did matter come from?
Matter was created in a singularity known as the Big Bang. It started the universe for no reason, from nothing. And because time started with the Big Bang, there was nothing before. So there's no meaning to ask where it come from, because it happened.
How does something explode from nothing?
There was nothing before. You clearly do not understand. Do you have a degree in science?
Obviously, I'm a social scientist. So.
Social science is not real science. Clearly, you do not understand. Not worth talking to. Manishwar, then I get to you. Yeah.
Is there anything in your experience that started from nothing? Like, can you relate an example where something started from nothing?
Irrelevant question. Go ahead.
How do you explain dinosaurs?
Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs. You should address some questions to my other colleagues, of course, too. Dinosaurs. Well, you must understand the theory of evolution, which started with the appearance of single-celled life and then gradually evolved to create dinosaurs at a time when the oxygen concentration of the Earth was far more than it was today. It supported far bigger life forms because their lungs could absorb more oxygen, allowing greater, larger creatures to evolve and thrive in life. Now we have less oxygen in the atmosphere, and therefore creatures must be smaller. Yes, over here.
A question for Mayavadi, the third one.
Yeah.
So given that we have no proof for things like reincarnation, or these are not logical things, philosophy that we talk about, how do we wrap our head around reincarnation or oneness of the universe and all that?
Excellent question. Now, we can, of course, consult the ancient writings, Sanskrit writings, to understand that reincarnation is real. You might not believe in these Sanskrit writings, though they explain clearly the truths about the universe. Then, there is actually empirical evidence of reincarnation taking place. There are, for example, the research of Ian Stevenson, who has studied reincarnation such that where he has researched a person who is newly born and has strange memories, can speak a strange language, and then researches the memories that this person claims to have and finds someone, perhaps in a village somewhere, in a different country, who lived, and then brings the young child into the setting, and they can name everything, they know where everything is. So, and there's also, of course, near-death experience research, where people die and get brought back to life in hospitals and have these amazing out-of-body experiences, all of which points to reincarnation, obviously. Yes?
Once for the first guy, the atheism.
Yes. Yes.
Where do we get moral guidance?
Where do we get moral guidance, of course? From our own humanist philosophy. We do whatever is best for the greatest number. We do whatever is best for the greatest number of people, and have evolved society from simple feudal systems to democracy. The best of many flawed systems. Morality? Morality is equal to ethics. Ethics means whatever is good for the greatest number of people, that is moral. And it evolves over time as people's sensibilities evolve to perfection. What do you think?
What I think you're talking about with the greatest number?
No. What is your belief in this area?
I think that
You'll find the sheet has an answer if you're struggling.
I think it's, I suppose, to develop values or what's good for society based on the greatest number. What if the greatest, the tyranny of the majority, for example? What if it's the popular belief of the time? Because if you look at history, it's always an evolving process of different, I suppose, decisions that civilizations made on how to conduct themselves. So how can we say that just based on the greatest number?
It ultimately evolves to perfection, sooner or later. Do you have a different idea of where morality could come from?
Yeah, I suppose from authority, from people that may have come before, that have walked the path of asking these questions, and something to look back to rather than just making it entirely up as we go.
All right. Persuasion check. This is a concept from D&D. Garanga? Rena? Where you make an argument and we decide the argument with a dice roll as to how I respond.
So
Yeah.
I'm rolling the dice.
Yeah, roll the dice. Let's see what you get.
20.
20. Natural 20. All right, the best you could possibly roll. You make a good point. I have not considered this. Very good point. Yes, maybe there's a flaw in my argument. I must study. Where do you get your teaching from?
Krishna consciousness.
I've not heard of this. Give me a book. Next question. Yeah, and we get the Amanda.
Back for the first guy, the empiricist.
Yeah.
You asked about creation, origin, and you talked about the Big Bang coming from nothing. So does that actually mean you're you're closer to the bleak cabal nihilist and you're just masquerading?
I am not a nihilist. As I said, the universe has come from nothing for no reason, but we can stick to our collective humanity to help each other and embrace our community and do the best for humanity.
But if underpinning all of that is ultimately it stems from nothing, you're the same as the nihilist.
Persuasion, check. Hmm.
20. Is this way too?
The chance that you get two 20s on a 20-sided dice in a row. What you speak is actually true. It is the same. Maybe this humanist thing is an attempt to make meaning of contradiction. Maybe it's nihilism is too depressing, and we cling to this humanist philosophy even though it doesn't make sense from the scientific principles of which we base our argument, and take this illogical argument because it's more comforting than the bleak depression of the bleak cabal. I disagree. Thank you. Amanda. Oh, she's gone. Yeah.
I want to ask the middle one.
Yeah. Oh.
Do we have free will?
Free will? Of course not. Of course not. There is no such thing as free will. And even if there was, it was meaningless. Because, sure, you could make some free choice, but ultimately it doesn't matter. You'll be destroyed, you'll die. There is no meaning. So, first of all, there is no free will, because the universe is a cruel machine marching forward in time. And even if there was, it wouldn't matter. So, no, of course not. Do you believe there is free will?
Yes.
Why?
Because I can choose to act in a certain way or not.
What can you choose?
If I want to act in a way that will get me more bound to this world, or get free from this world.
You could choose to disconnect from the world and become free from material nature. Oh,
Yeah.
aren't doing this way. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Amazing. Interesting. But ultimately untrue, of course. Thank you. Munja.
So the third one.
Yeah.
If I'm the universe and if I'm God, why am I not feeling like it? Why can't I sense what you are thinking of?
You have clearly forgotten your role as the divine, and therefore you cannot sense it. You need to buy this mantra. It will free you from your illusion and allow you to realize your godly nature, like me.
If I am divine, then how can I forget my nature? If I am God, then how can I forget that I'm God? That makes me not God.
Illusion has overcome you. You must dissolve the illusion.
Illusion can never overcome God.
Persuasion, please. 12. Well, 12. We can agree to disagree. Next. Anyone that hasn't asked a question before, want to ask? Nice to see it. Yes, there.
For the first guy,
Yeah.
if science is empirical, and people cannot verify all results of science, but practically none of them, how can people be empirical by believing in science?
Can you repeat the question, please?
If science is empirical,
Yes.
but practically nobody can verify even a small percentage of the results of science.
Yes.
How can people
Yes.
have an empirical mindset
How
if
can
they believe on science? If they believe on science.
Yes, of course. Science, one of the basic principles of science is that it is verifiable. Anyone can take a scientific paper and carry on the experiment by themselves. Such as you could collide two particles together if you spent $10 billion building a particle accelerator. Of course, and verify the basic laws of the universe. So, you do not need to rely on personally verifying. You can trust scientists who are proving themselves as eminently trustworthy individuals who will never lie, never cheat. You can rely on other scientists and the peer review process to verify. And therefore, once something has passed peer review, believe it, truly. Do you have a different idea?
Oh, but you're just having faith. You're verifying nothing by yourself. Just relying on what someone else is, or someone says, like believing on a priest, for example.
You are equating science to priestly belief? Persuasion? Are you seriously insinuating that science, the glorious achievements of science, are equal to the beliefs of a priest?
The same would have a set of ways regarding some scientists 1,000 years ago.
Please roll. 17. Oh, that's a success. Not enough. Actually, a good point, I must say. Not bad. Yes, maybe there are some similarities between belief in science and belief in religion. Never thought of it before. Next. Nice. Go ahead.
This is for the third person. So if we're all one, then you and I are the same person. So can you transfer all your net worth into my bank?
Persuasion. You make a good philosophical point there, but I reserve the right to keep my own bank account intact. Because I must use this bank account to spread this knowledge further. And I can do that better than you, of course. Next. Better thing.
Let's go for the analysis. I'm trying to just talking to you, this guy.
Yeah, what do you want?
So you remind me of Sisyphus, where everything's kind of pointless, but you just got to
it is.
right? So why do you put so much emphasis on trying to have fun and have a good time when basically everything about what you're saying is miserable? Why put effort into why not just kill yourself straight away? As Albert Camus said, there's only one decision to make in life, either kill yourself or not.
Yeah, ultimately you die one way or another, sooner or later. Doesn't matter. So, sure you can do that, but what else is there to do? But have fun, be optimistic. Why not? Better than being all depressed. Ultimately it doesn't matter, but I choose one. You can choose something else. Doesn't matter. You have a better idea?
Not as a general person today in the world, probably don't have a better answer.
Yeah, exactly. I'm right. All right, now this right.
So you're proposing just like the goat who's waiting in line to have his head cut off. Like he's seeing all the other goats in front of him dying, but and he ignorantly goes about trying to enjoy knowing that in a few short seconds, he's going to be killed anyway. So
Yeah, exactly. Would you rather not enjoy in that circumstance?
What if we could present, that there is actually a life beyond this body? Would you not be interested in exploring that?
Well, we know from the Ethernaut, the scholar, the atheistic scholar, that there is nothing beyond matter, provably so. So, your entire argument is fruitless. It's a theoretical argument, or you have some ability to persuade me otherwise.
Well, okay, so if we were... Why is it that we are born different? Why is it that some of us have skills in one area and others not in another? Why is it that a child's born with cancer? It doesn't seem like a fair playing field. But wouldn't there is actually a philosophy where there's reincarnation, and to me that explains why someone would be born in a certain body at a certain time with a certain set of skills.
Yeah, you're arguing for karma and reincarnation shaping our destiny. Yes. Road persuasion. 2. Clearly mumbo jumbo. Karma, reincarnation. Only fools believe in this. All right, what's that? Okay, yes, go.
Same guy, nihilism.
Yeah.
So why do you think, why do you have this dejected view of everything's meaningless? Why is that a bad thing? Maybe it's just a thing, it's not good or bad, it just is.
Yeah, I agree. It's not good or bad, it just is, so you might as well enjoy some happiness in the meaninglessness. It's not good, not bad, it just is. So we live our life, enjoy, and we die. And that's it. So be it.
Why do you have to enjoy? Why can't you just be?
Well, sure, you want to be. You can be also. Yeah, I want to enjoy. You be in the meaninglessness, I will enjoy in the meaninglessness. And we will walk through the meaninglessness together. You want to make a point back there?
Same person.
Yeah.
So all we are chemicals.
All we are is chemicals? Yes, yes, indeed.
So you're observing the world through your chemicals.
Indeed.
So could it be that your chemicals see the world incorrectly? Instead of that your chemicals see the world, what makes you certain your chemicals sees the world correctly?
So you're saying there could be a flaw in my perception of the world. Persuasion. Persuasion. 11 was neutral. Yes, there could be. There could be a flaw in my perception, but ultimately, my understanding is that there is not. So again, we can agree to disagree. I will continue to live a meaningless existence till the meaningless end of my material body, and you can do whatever you want to. Munja, and then Kat.
If it's all one,
Oh yes.
if it's all one, and if it's all energy, then why is everyone so desperately trying for varieties of enjoyment?
Why is everyone trying for varieties of enjoyment if it's all one? Obviously, through illusion. They do not really realize that it is all one, and therefore they are desperately going about here and there, trying to enjoy the varieties that ultimately all one. You have a different idea?
Yes. So in your philosophy, why is someone trying to enjoy?
illusion, because they have not yet produced the mantra.
What is the difference between illusion and falsity?
Illusion and falsity. There is no illusion. If you are in illusion, you're believing something that is false.
No, that's not right.
You believe something different?
Yes.
Explain.
So if there's a snake and there's a rope.
Yes.
So if one mistakes a rope for a snake, that's an illusion.
Yes.
But both rope and snake exist.
Persuasion. So, a rope and a snake both exist. They're not false. But mistaking one for another is an illusion.
So if someone is trying to enjoy varieties of enjoyment, it doesn't mean that their propensity to enjoy is false or is an illusion. It just means that they're trying to enjoy varieties in a different environment.
Intent.
Okay. Reasonable point. But I maintain that regardless of perhaps there being a difference between illusion and falsity, which I don't quite understand, the way out of this mess is for you to give me what's your salary? Maybe like $10,000 to purchase the mantra? It's very divine. Personalized to your vibration. Gavin.
For the bleak guy.
Yeah.
Epistemologically, how do you know you don't, your awareness or your consciousness doesn't continue after the transition or the departure date known as death?
Yeah, epistemology, yes. The science of how we know that we know. Obviously, in science we have the scientific method, which presents hypotheses and tests those hypotheses. So far, we can never truly know anything. And even if we did know everything, it wouldn't matter.
You don't know, but you have faith in it, so it's more of a faith.
Persuasion. 14, that's a good. I guess, yes, I don't know, but I have faith in the process of science. Which leads me to the conclusion that nothing matters, which doesn't make sense. Yes, please.
If nothing matters, why should we hold faith or have a belief system in general?
Ooh, persuasion.
I'd like to know.
Yes.
I would really like to know. 18.
18, good. So, why should we have faith? Why should we believe in any system at all if nothing matters? You're asking?
Correct.
Indeed, it doesn't make sense. You are correct. Yes. Okay.
To the third person.
Yes.
Could you clarify? It doesn't make sense to me, but why I have to pay so much money? Well, just if you could explain that, please.
To keep our organization running costs a lot of money. We have to buy expensive cars for myself and pay for my apartment to go around as I explain personalized mantras for people. Like once I gave someone this amazing mantra, Soham, to chant. It means I am that in Sanskrit. Amazing, isn't it? That took me like several weeks to research. And another one. Vilina, it means dissolve. Amazing. Dissolve your illusion. You say that over and over 1,000,000 times, and you will be God. So it takes a lot of effort. So I deserve compensation for this.
Okay. The question came to me because usually the most amazing things in our life that everybody is grateful for, let's say
say, sun, the wind into your face, the warmth of the sun, love, friendship, water. They don't cost anything. They're gifted. They're not bought. We don't buy them. They're gifted to us. So if something valuable like that we don't have to pay for, why do we have to pay for something created by?
Do you have some kind of mantra of equal power that is free?
Yeah, I've been chanting for a few years.
What is this mantra?
There.
That's the Hare Krishna mantra. This way. Yeah. Right. 11. This Hare Krishna mantra is one of the accepted mantras in the Vedic writings, indeed. But if you want the ultimate benefit, you pay for it from me. Alright, yes.
Another question for this one. So if you claim to be God, can you choose when to go to the toilet?
Persuasion. What? What a preposterous question. We do not engage in toilet humor here. We are having a serious philosophical discussion. God must not go, does not use the toilet. For now, as I am an illusion in this, partially an illusion in this material body, yes, I cannot choose. Yeah, and then bigger man. Yeah.
Do you have evidence that this mantra that you're going to sell me works?
Yes, look at me. I am clearly God. I am the everything. I am living proof.
Beyond that?
No, there's no need for any more evidence than that. Bigger man.
Same one.
Yeah.
So, we know that people are suffering in this world. You claim to be God. Do you like to see people suffer?
Suffering has no meaning because it is all illusion. Ultimately, you will realize everyone is one, and suffering did not exist in the first place. Do you have a better idea?
Well, do you ever feel like you're suffering?
Sometimes an illusion, when I have not chanted the mantra strongly enough.
Do you, when you're cooking,
Yes.
and you have the gas flame, and you're moving the frying pan around, and you accidentally put your hand over the flame,
Yeah.
and you feel this pain, why don't you just keep your hand there?
That's right. 16. Yeah. Yes, indeed, it does not make sense. And look at the time. My goodness, time flies when you're having fun. Let's do one more question. And Cam really wants to answer this last question. Okay.
If God is one and you claim to be God, yet there's multiple people, then that would presume that your identity or individuality is the illusion, and so when you reach God's status, you no longer exist.
Yes, indeed.
Really nihilist.
Persuasion. So, indeed, there's multiple people who all are one ultimately, and we're all one God together. So you're saying that ultimately nothing matters?
I'm saying, your philosophy is the illusion is your identity or individuality, because you can't be God yet everyone else is themselves. So either we're all God and our identity is the illusion, so you remove that, you no longer exist.
So nothing matters if we don't exist?
So nothing matters, so you're a nihilist again, so you're back to void. Back to
okay, that's right.
Okay. 4.
you will realize once you purchase and chant the mantra that I will personalize for you, that once you are God, everything will be at your command, and any question of nihilism will be gone. And with that, I will say that this has been fun. And thank you very much. And this has been, thank you for everyone's participation. This has been great. I would say one thing. One thing I hope to achieve with this was tangential or incidental learning, where you're having fun in a crazy discussion, but there's some learning that happens almost as a side effect where you don't even realize. So, thank you everyone for making that possible.
Thank you, Dr. Canada. And thank all of you for participating. I think your accents and the differentiation between the three were very